Once upon a time, in the cheerful little town of Sunnyvale, there lived a young girl named Emily. Emily was as bright as a button and as curious as a cat. She loved exploring the world around her, but she sometimes felt a little shy when trying to make new friends. Emily's caring teacher, Mrs. Appleby, noticed that many children faced the same challenge and decided to help them by teaching social skills through fun and engaging activities. Each week, Mrs. Appleby introduced a new lesson to her class on how to communicate and play together more comfortably. One sunny Monday morning, Mrs. Appleby gathered all the children into a big circle and said, "Today, we are going to learn about sharing." Mrs. Appleby brought out a magical box of toys filled with bright, colorful, and wonderful items. Everyone will get a turn to choose a toy from the box, and then we'll all share by swapping with a friend, Mrs. Appleby explained. At first, Emily was reluctant to give away the shiny red ball she had picked. She had her heart set on it. Seeing her hesitation, Mrs. Appleby smiled gently and said, "Emily, why don't you try sharing your toy with Daniel? He has that lovely whistle that I think you'll enjoy." Emily thought for a moment and slowly handed her ball to Daniel. In return, Daniel gave Emily the whistle, and to her surprise, she found blowing the whistle wildly joyful. Emily giggled as she and Daniel played together, each taking turns with the toy. She realized how much fun sharing could bring. Emily remembered to ask Daniel kindly when she wanted to try the ball again. Daniel was happy to swap, and their laughter rang through the playground like a merry bell. As the weeks passed, Mrs. Appleby taught more social lessons. Lessons included listening carefully, taking turns to speak, and saying please and thank you. Emily began to understand the power of these skills, and soon enough, she found herself surrounded by friends eager to interact and play with her. One rainy day, when everyone was stuck inside the classroom, Emily noticed that her friend Lucy looked downcast, sitting alone by the window. Emily remembered Mrs. Appleby's words about empathy, understanding how others might feel. Emily approached Lucy with a friendly smile and said, "Do you want to draw with me? We can make a beautiful picture together." Lucy's eyes lit up, and together they created a masterpiece, full of colors, shapes, and imagination. From that day on, Emily and Lucy became best friends, always supporting each other with kindness and understanding. Through Mrs. Appleby's lessons, Emily and her classmates learned that social skills made a world of difference. They became a vibrant and friendly community, always ready to welcome anyone new with open arms and joyful smiles. And so, they all lived happily ever after in the delightful world of Sunnyvale, where smiles and kindness were always in full bloom. It turns out, the greatest treasures of all are the friendships built on empathy, communication, and a sprinkle of imagination.